Beautiful day here in Kentucky. It's my high honor and pleasure to introduce you a friend of mine, a friend of all these Pitmasters. If you're ever in Nashville, and I know a lot of, he gets a lot of Danville, Kentucky customers, a lot because of this event. If you ever get down in Nashville and get into the Gulch, you need to go see Peg Leg Porker and Carey Bringle because he got some amazing barbecue. And ladies and gentlemen, Nashville, Tennessee, Carey Bringle. Come on up, Carey. Let's give him a round. Pause. Got to talk to that mic.
All right. Don't worry. I'm loud.
Carey, why do you like coming to here?
You know, we've been coming to the Kentucky Barbecue Festival since day one. Brad asked us to come, and we didn't know what to expect the first year. You know, he said, hey, I think we're going to have 20,000 people there. And we said, yeah, right, buddy. Isn't it a town of 20,000 people? He said, man, I'm going to promote it. I'm going to really promote it. And we came that first year, all of us did, thinking, we're not going to sell much. And we all sold out. The city of Danville really came out and really showed us that they wanted us here. And so we love it. Every year we come back because it's just a very welcoming city. Everybody's been very nice. And we have a great time. And we love feeding people.
And they love you because you've had long lines. And like I said, Carey's one of these no-nonsense guys, doesn't have 6 things on his menu. You've got what?
We've got a pulled pork platter.
With what? 2 sides.
Slaw and beans.
We had a meeting the other day. Everybody's going over, well, I'm having this, I'm having this, I'm having this. Carey goes, well, I'm having a pulled pork platter with 2 sides.
Efficiency.
And that's Carey Bringle. If that doesn't define the man, that defines the man.
Efficiency.
Tell us about your place in Nashville.
You know, our place in Nashville is very similar, Tim. We do real Tennessee barbecue, which is traditionally pork and chicken. And so we don't do brisket. We leave that to the Texans. And we've got about a 1-page menu. Our specialty is dry ribs, West Tennessee dry ribs. My family settled in Covington, Tennessee in 1827. And I was born and raised in Nashville, but I felt like the places in Nashville didn't have enough just straight focused barbecue restaurants. So many of the barbecue restaurants now offer every style. They offer a sauce from every region, and they offer burgers and chicken fingers and all that. That's not us. We're a straight, true barbecue restaurant that just does barbecue. If you want a kid's meal, we got a smaller barbecue sandwich.
That's it.
If you don't teach them to eat barbecue when they're young, they're not going to eat it when they're old.
That's right. That's right. So just think about that. He keeps it simple and he keeps it good. And you've got some bourbon out now.
We do. So I had worked with Jim Beam Black for about 13 years as a sponsor for my competition barbecue team. And I'm a bourbon lover. I always loved Kentucky bourbon. And I was not a Tennessee whiskey fan, not a Jack Daniels fan. We had the opportunity to acquire a batch of bourbon 2 years ago and blended ourselves and put our touch on it. So we released Peg Leg Porker Tennessee Straight Bourbon Whiskey. It is a Tennessee bourbon, and it meets all the qualifications of a bourbon, but it's not charcoal filtered, which is the designation or the Lincoln County process that makes something a Tennessee whiskey. So whereas there's a lot of Tennessee whiskeys on the market, we may be one of 2 Tennessee straight bourbons.
Tennessee straight bourbon. And it's good, too, from what I heard about it. I want to tell a story real quick on Carey. Austin, Texas has kind of a music connection with Nashville. I have a lot of friends that go between Austin and Nashville. So I said, you got to go to Peg Leg Porker. It's in the Gulch. Can't miss it. And so I sent them to Carey. I didn't want them to bother you because I know you're busy. And they get there and they go, it's just pork. They text me back and it says, it's just pork. And I said, eat the pork, you'll love it. They text me back, they go, there's nothing on the menu but pork. And I said, eat the pork, you'll love it. And so they didn't say anything for about an hour. I didn't text them back. They texted me back and said, amazing pork. And I think that self-describes Carey. It's good pork.
You know, we like to do what we do best. Yeah. And do what was native to Tennessee and what we grew up with. And, you know, I didn't want Texans coming in and judging my brisket.
Yeah.
And I love brisket. Yeah. But we tell people, if you want brisket, go to Texas. You want pork barbecue, come to Tennessee.
But don't let him fool you. If he wanted to cook a brisket, and he could cook a brisket just as good as any one of them, but yet he keeps it to what it's meant to be for you, and that's pork.
We think that specializing in that one area sets us apart from most of our competitors.
And you do a great job. All right, so you go over, you look at your logo on the at Peg Leg Porker. It's a beautiful little pig. He's got 3 normal legs and 1 peg leg. If you notice, this man here only has 1. He's an inspiration. He's going to tell you why he's an inspiration to us. Carey?
I don't know that I'm an inspiration, but
To most of us, you are.
I lost my leg to osteogenic sarcoma, bone cancer, at age 17. And, you know, when something like that happens, you can either sit around and mope about it and wonder why is me, you know, and woe is me, or you can move on. And it just never really bothered me. My attitude was kind of that I'm happy to be alive, and I'm lucky to be alive, and I was very lucky to have a support system from family and friends and church. And we just moved forward with it. We turned that negative into a positive by making a brand out of it, and that's where the name comes from. I literally am the Peg Leg Porker.
And what an inspiration. Let's give him a hand, because it proves that nothing can stop Carey Bringle, and it doesn't mean that I'm a cancer survivor, and there's many of us out here that are cancer survivors, and there you go, and he's an inspiration. You can't stop it. In fact, don't party with this guy. He's in the Shelley Hunt, somewhere in the Shelley Hunt. Yeah, I mean, that's like professional. You know,
I do have a hollow leg.
Yeah, and you, you're up in there somewhere, because he loves to have fun, and that's all about this. So, you know, every year, people ask me how well we get along. I mean, how the Pitmasters. I mean, you run out of something, you ask somebody else.
Yeah, it's great. There's a camaraderie between the Pitmasters, which is the way it should be. We're fortunate to have it in Nashville. Most of my competitors are good friends of mine, and we want everybody to do well. There's room for everybody to flourish and thrive. And here at the festival, same thing. We encourage you to go and try multiple Pitmasters food. You know, come out here, and this is why we're here. We want you to try our pulled pork. We want you to try, you know, Moe's ribs, or want you to try Craig's, ribs, or his barbecue Sunday, and taste a little bit from everybody. And that's why we're here, because we want you to sample not only our food, but also our good friends' food.
And that's why we call this an eating event. You get to be the judge. Now, you've been on TV before. You were on Pitmasters once or twice?
I was on Pitmasters once.
Once. And how long ago was that?
Oh gosh, 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years ago. Isn't that amazing? How did you ever think 20 years ago there'd be TV shows about barbecue?
No, I hadn't. We've been fortunate. We've been filmed for 14 shows in the last 2 years, which has been nice. So,
Andrew Zimmern got to meet you.
We filmed with Zimmern. We filmed with Nadia G. and with Michael Simon most recently. Mm-hmm. And it's nice, and it really helps out with business.
Andrew's a friend of mine. I was on the Travel Channel with Andrew, and when he had already been there, because I didn't know until after that he had been to the Gulch to see you. And I texted Andrew. I have his phone, and I can text him. And I said, "Did you meet Carey? Did you have fun?" And he went, "OMG, great guy." Ladies and gentlemen, Carey Bringle, OMG, great guy, right here.
Thank you very much. We want to thank you all for having us here, and thank you, Tim, for hosting.
More than welcome.
Y'all have a great weekend. It's a beautiful day.
Go visit Carey over there. He's on the end Pitmaster over there. He's the bookend on that side over there, and eat that pork platter with 2 sides. It's really good. Thank you, Carey.